All right, guys. So in today's video, I want to go over how you can transition from being a closer to being a business owner, generating over 50 grand per month in profit or more. Okay. In the last few months, we've started getting a lot of closers come work with clientacquisition.io who are desiring of making this transition from going from being a closer, making good money, right? I have closers who make 20K, 25K, even sometimes 30K per month. So closers are not hurting by any means, but um, closers have an ego, right? So sometimes they just want to be the boss. Okay. So it's okay. You gotta make that transition, right? Even I have some closers who want to build their own offers. I support them totally because being in their shoes and knowing how I am, I'm a natural born leader. So, um, if I want something, I'm gonna go after it. So I cannot be the type of leader who's like, oh no, you shouldn't go and start your own business. You should just keep working for me. No, if you have bigger dreams, if you think you can create a bigger vision, by all means, go build your own thing. I'll support you fully, right? Now, a lot of closers come to us because we're a company that actually builds infrastructures into people's businesses that help them acquire leads, appointment setting, and we also help them convert them. But specifically because we have a lot of data around offers that work in the marketplace. Okay, so closers decide to work with us because they come in and they're guaranteed to have an offer that works. So we've scaled two closers. First one is called Connor. Another one is also called Connor. One of them came to us. He was a closer. He wanted to start a retention marketing agency, but instead we were like, hey, your expertise is in sales. So why do you want to sell a retention offer, right? Just focus on sales and appointment setting. And first month, he worked on repositioning and quitting his old job. And we built this whole entire acquisition. Second month, he did 45 grand in revenue. Connor, who also started working with us, went from being a closer to, he was tired of making his company millions and millions of dollars. He wanted to build something of his own. And he came with us, started a short form content offer. He probably doesn't even like short form content, but because transitioning from being a closer, someone who can close deals, to into a business owner is probably the most important thing, the easiest thing that you can do, right? Because you already know how to sell, you already know how to change beliefs, you already know how to convert people from having a pain, a desire, to showing them how an offer can, help them go from what where they're currently at to where they need to be. And he took an offer that he didn't necessarily like or invested in, and scaled it in, I believe, 90 days, 4 months to also 40K per month. So these are two case studies of people who went from 0 to 40K a month in 60 to 90 days, 120 days. So um, we've built a pretty cool framework around helping closers go from being closers to running businesses. Now, step one, in my opinion, is you need to find someone who can kind of like guide you through this transition, okay? Because just because you're a closer does not mean you can actually scale a business. Scaling a business has so many variables that you need to think of that I've had a lot of closers who want to transition into being a business owner who never fully achieve this transition because they think that all they have to do is just learn how to sell. Fortunately, that's not the case. So you need to find a company that can help you with your offer, with your appointment setting, with your fulfillment, and how to structure your operations. So that's super important. And you have money, so buy that expertise and get it over with. That's step one. Step two is pick the problem you want to solve and avoid selling something you don't understand. Okay. Um, Even though, Connor took this short form content agency and scaled it to 40K per month, I wouldn't necessarily suggest you to do the same thing. Instead, what I would suggest is for you to focus on things that you understand. Things like increasing show up rate, things like closing rate, things like training and leading and ramping up other reps. So, literally building sales teams. I have so many people out there, coaches, consultants, agency owners. From being in my position right now, where I've had over 1,400 clients, I know that the people who can't make money from the thing we built for them, the only thing that is remaining for them to be able to run multiple six-figure, seven-figure companies is because they can't sell. So selling and closing is actually a really important problem for most business owners, right? So I would rather you focus on that. So focus on that, okay? Now, the mistake most closers do when they want to make this transition, and you guys have probably seen this trend, is they want to help other people, everyday people, become closers. Oh my God, like that's not that's not a you're not really solving a problem huge enough for you to make a lot of money. And the second thing is, if you're not an influencer, where are you going to get those B2C leads? Are you going to do shoutouts? Are you going to do IG shoutouts? Okay, but what's going to separate you from Cole Gordon, from the seventh level guys, or everybody who's doing these building sales teams or training people into becoming closers or high ticket closers? Like, I wouldn't suggest you try to train other people into becoming closers. That's the wrong thing to do. Instead, go solve the problems for people who already have money, other business owners. Okay. So as an example, for me, if I'm in a, let's say, if you were to come to me when I was making 50K a month, closing for my own deals, and you're like, hey, Serge, pay me 10K, pay me 15K, and in 90 days, I'll come in, close deals for you, map out the whole sales process, the sales scripts, refine everything, okay, the nurturing sequences, all that good stuff, and then I'm gonna replace myself in that position. I would have paid you 15 grand. And that's what you want to do. Solve the thing that you know how to solve. Literally find businesses, close for them, and remove yourself. If you're watching this video, try this offer and let me know if it would work. But I know so many coaches who would pay you a lot of money for you to remove themselves from having to take sales calls, right? I remember when I first had a deal closed by someone else who wasn't me for my own company. And oh my God, did that feel great. It was the most blissful feeling when you can literally sit back and be like, wow, I'm making money without working. So if you can take this transformation that I just shared with you, which was the most blissful, the most the most proud I've ever felt around running a business, which is making money without doing anything, and you go and promise that to most people who are still selling for themselves, why would they not pay you? Right? So that's the second thing. Solve problems that you know how to solve, and don't get the shiny object syndrome and try to do, oh, I'm gonna train closers, or I'm gonna turn people into high ticket closers. Like, come on, bro. You're not gonna do that. Stop that. Okay? There's just too much competition. The third thing is remove yourself from appointment setting as soon as possible. Consistently generate leads for your offer every single day, and it should not be dependent on you. I personally suggest you start with something that is cost effective, so $3 an hour setters. And if you've proven your offer, then go to ads, spend $100 a day, acquire sales calls, shouldn't cost you that much, and then close deals. That's your best ability, right? And then the fourth thing is learn positioning and pricing. A company profitability and sustainability depends on the lead flow and unit economics. So you need to understand what makes your market tick and how to communicate what you solve. You need to price your services high enough to afford the ability to hire team members. You know how to make money. But the thing, in order for you to become an owner, you need to build a system that creates that money. Right now, you're still selling your time for money. In order for you to go from this to this side, you need to make money without you being involved. And the only way that can happen is you need people and systems. In order to afford people and systems, you need shit ton of money and you need insane profitability. So, get ready to learn a lot about business because it's not going to be easy. It's going to be the same as starting anything new. But um, I promise you that you're probably in the best position to start a business. Like knowing how to sell is such a gift. It's like probably one of the most amazing skill to have because you can always get yourself out of any situation. If I was to go broke today and lose and can't pay rent on this penthouse, I could make the rent for this penthouse the following day, right? Because I know how to give people what they want and I know how to change their beliefs into wanting the thing that I have as a solution. So if you want to go from making six figures, multiple six figures as a closer to making seven figures a year, um, find someone who can teach you more about business. Pick the problem that you can solve, that you already know how to solve, that you've seen the business that you work for solve really well. Take that protocol and remove yourself from appointment setting. And lastly, learn about how to structure your operations so you can scale without being involved. So let me know if this video was helpful. If you want more of this, click the link below. And I thought this was an ad, so you don't actually have to click anything. But shoot me a message on Instagram. On Instagram, I always check my DMs, and I'd love to see if you're interested in making this transition. I would be happy, in my team, my seven-figure team, multiple seven-figure team, would be happy to help you out. So take care. Bye-bye.